Hey, I'm Hannah and I'm in the house with Tempting Heights. This is their self-titled EP. They're coming out with a new one. Do you guys want to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, sure. So our self-titled EP dropped last January, I believe. It's done really well in the local circuit. We met a lot of amazing talent that we played, shared the stage with. We got a lot of good positive feedback. Our second EP, we're going to Nada Recordings in Montgomery, New York, and we really wanted to progress our sound a little bit more mainstream. We got John working on it over there, and he's gonna really bring us to that next level.
He did Your Favorite Weapon by Brand New.
Okay.
My Chemical Romance. It's been the audition. They're on Victory Records.
Bayside.
Bayside.
Wow.
Yeah, so we
Yeah,
figured someone in that genre with that ear, putting out that many great records would be able to, point us in the right direction, tweak us a bit, and allow us to step up our game.
Yeah, so do you guys want to tell us a little bit about your sound? Is it similar to those artists, or?
No, actually not at all. I think we are a bit older, I guess, in the scene. A lot of people, especially when you listen to that EP, you're going to notice a lot of early 2000s, a lot of things that made the scene fun when you went to shows, and things that we love with a modern twist on it. So, especially with this next EP coming out, it's getting even that much more mature, but it still has those roots of early Fall Out Boy, Jimmy Eat World, and other various bands of that type of sound, where it's a little bit more grungy and the vocals are clear.
So you definitely have some influence from bands like Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, then, and stuff like that?
I vocally, I do. Bands like A Loss for Words, which is a local band, Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco, Patrick Stump, a very clean, composed voices over gritty guitar has always been just kind of my thing.
Yeah, I'd say the music, I think maybe, people hear it and they say like, oh, this is a little bit of No Use for a Name, a little bit of, like maybe some Jimmy Eat World or things like that, kind of like what Jose said that earlier, that VFW sound, but a little more like maybe refined, but there's still like those influences like the older, because I grew up in the 90s of like the punk rock scene, like Epitaph and Face to Face. So while like that, we don't sound like that, you can hear those little shimmers of, things of that nature.
Oh, yeah.
The Bruins?
Oh, yeah. I got this really cheap because they lost. So
Oh.
I picked it up on sale. I was like, this is the time to jump on the bandwagon, because if you do it when they win, they don't call you a true fan. But when you do it when they lose and you're still repping.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
So, when did you guys each start playing instruments? Did everybody start together, or?
I have been playing guitar since I was about, I'd say 14. I started playing in bands when I was 19. I was in my first band. I was in it for about 5 years. We went on tour. We did Warped Tour. We did a lot of things. So I really cut my teeth that way, kind of in that older, like, do-it-yourself mentality of the early 2000s. So I took that, obviously over time, playing different bands or whatever, I've learned to, like, know what works and what doesn't. So when I found Jose about a year ago, they needed a guitarist. I'm like, cool, sounds good. And that brings us to today. But Jose, I will say this, in the past year, has, become one of probably the best singer I've ever worked with.
Yeah.
And I mean that. I mean, he's light years beyond anyone I've ever worked with, so. I'm
Got
very
him
happy for
blushing.
that.
I know,
Yeah.
right? I tell you, the reason he says it is because this is my first real band. I did a couple of high school things that never went anywhere. I've always wanted to be a singer, but I needed the training to work on it. So I took lessons, and I saw our bassist had an ad up for the band that he wanted to start, and him and I have been together for 2 and some change years, and we found the right group of guys who want to progress the same goals, which is great, because when you want to do the same thing and you're on the same page, the music just shows.
You guys are talking about how music's progressed and how that you find out what works and what doesn't. How would you guys take how the change in the music industry has been going?
I feel there's trends, obviously, because with everything there's trends. But there's also, as Matt told me when we were trying to write together, there's timeless milestones that will never kind of fade, and it'll kind of be popular no matter when you play it, listen to it 10 years later, there's still that kind of timeless sound. We will obviously mature and try to, tweak our sounds here and there to kind of fit different markets, because you want to send your music to everyone. I wish everyone had our EP, you know. But you also want to try to stick to your original sound, you know, like or the roots. Have it somewhere in there. Don't lose it completely, because then people notice. You know, 3-4 albums down the line, when it's like, whoa, they don't sound anything like they used to. It kind of people lose steam like that.
Yeah.
I think honestly, the industry, especially the way I've seen it, I mean, for us personally, a band that's not known, I mean, we can give our music away to a bazillion people on Bandcamp, where 10 years ago you had to have a CD distributed through maybe a label, even if it's like a very small one or a totally big one. But nowadays you can just send a link to somebody, and they can forward that link to 10 people, and it just can skyrocket. So you can sell 100,000 digital copies, maybe you make money, maybe you don't, but the fact that you have that power to get your music to everyone, that's what it's about. I mean, bands lose money every day, but the fact that if you can play shows and people come because they heard your music for free, but they support you otherwise, going to a show, buying a shirt, buying the CD physically, like, that's kind of where the industry is now, and I think that's kind of a powerful tool, in my opinion.
Have you guys gone on tours together as a band? Like, what's your guys' take on your different shows?
I think we wanted to, before we went on tour, I think we wanted to establish a good home base. A lot of support. We got Jimmy from 3065 Live, you know, we got the AR Project, we got a lot of these people who want to build the scene here, and would further aid us if we were to go on tour, and be assets of people they know. And I think that's what people should do, is really make their home base, you know, happening, and then go on tours, because I think that's when you're bringing your town, your music, your sound out. I think you, in my opinion, would be more successful.
I piggyback that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's cool to see people helping each other. I mean, a lot of the bands that we're playing with today, like we played with before in Wareham or wherever, but it's good to see like we all know each other, we're all friends, and you know, everyone will scratch each other's back in the long run. That's kind of what you need. There has to be like a healthy competition, but you can't, you can't climb on each other's backs. Like, we're all friends,
Yeah.
and that's definitely helpful.
I think that's my favorite part, honestly. It's just the
Hanging out.
camaraderie,
Yeah.
the cohesion. Everyone supports each other very well. It's honestly makes it so much fun. It's not a job. It's something you want to do and love.
Is there anything that everybody should know about you, whether it's your band or just you specifically, or?
Huh. I don't know. I don't know. This is tough.
I feel like you actually have something you just don't.
I don't. Well, I mean, like, I mean, anyone who knows me, they know I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I mean, we just have fun. We're very approachable. We love music. I mean, all type of styles, all different. I mean, like, I like more metal bands on Facebook than anything, you know. I know we love PlayStation 4.
It's true. Jose and I will spend our off nights gaming when we should be like actually like writing songs, and I would be like, hey man, do you want to play FIFA? And he's like, yeah, totally. But as far as that, I mean, we have a lot of fun on, like, it's a serious thing, but you can't be too serious. So I think that when we play, like, people know, it's like, wow, they're just having a fun time, and that kind of emanates, you know, I feel
I think so. I
like
think
even today we're just like, wow, like we totally had a fun time.
Yeah, and I think it translates to the crowd who's never heard us. You know, it's almost like you have to bring your A game 110%, but when they feel that, the humanity, the laughter, the fun, the dancing, I don't care what they do when they're in front of me, but as long as they're enjoying themselves and I'm enjoying themselves, you vibe off that energy is what we really enjoy.
Yeah, and I mean, the gaming can be a source of inspiration, right, for having the fun and like doing all that.
If he
so-
sends me lyrics about Rocket League to write music to, I would quit.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Just do it very subtly.
Yeah.
It was really nice talking with you guys.
Thank you so much.
Is there anywhere that people can find you on your social media as your handles?
Absolutely. At Tempting Heights is most likely the Facebook,
Yep.
the Twitter. We're on Spotify, YouTube, all those free handles. Bandcamp, Tempting Heights. If you want the free, that's where it's at. We do have physical copies as well that they can get on that same link. And like the page, that it gives us, updates on shows when we're going to be in your area, and it keeps in touch with, possible areas that we can, go next. So definitely the Facebook page is probably the biggest one we use.
Very awesome. Well, this was Tempting Heights, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.